For nearly 2 decades, football was defined by one rivalry. Lionel Messi versus Cristiano Ronaldo. Two gods of the game, pushing each other to impossible heights, breaking records that seemed unbreakable, and captivating the world with every touch of the ball. But that era is over. Messi is 39. Ronaldo is 41. The torch must be passed. And the two men ready to carry it are Kylian Mbappe and Erling Haaland. At 27 and 25 years old, they are the future of football. They are the ones who will define the next decade. But here's the problem. They rarely face each other. One plays in Spain, the other in England. One is a World Cup winner, the other is just making his tournament debut. One is a Champions League legend in the making, the other has already conquered Europe. They are football's next great rivalry, but it hasn't really started yet. Until now. The 2026 World Cup has brought them together on the biggest stage of all, and the world is watching. Strap in, because this is the story of football's next decade-defining rivalry, and it's only just beginning. The 2026 World Cup in North America was supposed to be the tournament where football officially turned the page on the Messi-Ronaldo era. And in many ways, it has delivered exactly that. Lionel Messi, at 39 years old, is still scoring goals and leading Argentina with the same magic that has defined his entire career. But even he cannot escape the passage of time. The future of football belongs to a new generation, and at the very top of that generation are two names, Kylian Mbappe and Erling Haaland. These are not just two talented players. They are generational talents, players who have the potential to dominate the sport for the next decade in the same way that Messi and Ronaldo did. Mbappe, the French phenomenon, has already won a World Cup, scored a hat trick in a World Cup final, and become his country's all-time leading goal scorer, all before his 27th birthday. Haaland, the Norwegian goal machine, has rewritten the Premier League record books, won the Champions League, and scored goals at a rate that defies belief, with a career average of 0.82 goals per game that is among the best in the history of the sport. But unlike the two legends who came before them, Mbappe and Haaland have not yet developed the kind of rivalry that captivates the world. They don't play in the same league. They haven't faced each other in a World Cup before. Until now, their rivalry has been more of a concept than a reality. That is finally about to change. As the 2026 World Cup enters its knockout stages, Mbappe's France and Haaland's Norway are on a collision course that could define the tournament and the next decade of football. Both players are tied for the Golden Boot race, each having scored 7 goals alongside the legendary Messi. The stage is set for a showdown that could finally ignite the rivalry that everyone has been waiting for. The world is watching, and the question on everyone's mind is simple. Only one can win. Who will it be? To understand why the Mbappe-Haaland rivalry has been slow to develop, you have to look at the circumstances that have kept them apart. Unlike Messi and Ronaldo, who spent years battling each other twice a season in the greatest club rivalry in football history, Mbappe and Haaland have been separated by geography, circumstance, and timing. The most significant factor is that they play in different leagues. Haaland has been rewriting Premier League record books at Manchester City, while Mbappe has been dazzling for Real Madrid in La Liga. They are not weekly rivals. They are not even monthly ones. Their paths have crossed mainly in the Champions League, and even those meetings have been infrequent. Without the relentless friction of a domestic title race between them, the rivalry has struggled to take off. Then there is the international factor. This is Haaland's first major international tournament at the age of 25. Norway failed to qualify for the World Cup in 2018 and 2022, and they hadn't qualified for a major tournament since 1998. While Mbappe was winning a World Cup as a teenager, Haaland was watching from home. The Norwegian international star simply did not have the same platform to compete with Mbappe on the world stage. Messi and Ronaldo pushed each other at club level and international level simultaneously. Their battles for the World Cup and continental honors ran parallel to everything happening in Spain. Haaland has not had that outlet until now. There is also the issue of timing. Both players have been quick to distance themselves from comparisons to Messi and Ronaldo, ensuring that the next generation rivalry hasn't ever been played up too much. Speaking to France Football in 2023, Haaland said, "You have to emphasize just how crazy the things Messi and Cristiano have done. You also have to remember that they're still doing it. But I never talk about myself being against other players. It's not my way of seeing things. I focus on myself. I only try to be better every day. Mbappe has been equally dismissive, saying, Messi is the best player, along with Cristiano. Right now, I'm not thinking about Haaland. What I want is to bring the trophy home. There is a warmth between them that was notably absent in the Messi-Ronaldo years. Haaland has called Mbappe phenomenal, saying, he is so strong. The French are so lucky that he plays for France. He's been doing it for so many years. What is he? 2 years older than me. It's crazy. That mutual admiration is genuine, but it also deflates the edge. A rivalry needs to become something people care about deeply. Despite their limited encounters, Mbappe and Haaland have produced some memorable moments in the Champions League. Their head-to-head record stands at 7 meetings, with Mbappe's teams winning 5 and Haaland's winning 2. Their rivalry began in the 2019-20 Champions League round of 16 when Haaland was still a Borussia Dortmund player. He scored twice in Dortmund's 2-1 first-leg victory, while Mbappe assisted Neymar's goal. PSG turned the tie around in the second leg, winning 2-0 to progress 3-2 on aggregate. Mbappe was a late substitute due to a knock, but he was among those who mimicked Haaland's trademark meditation celebration at full time. The next chapter came in the 2024-25 season, after both players had made blockbuster transfers to their current clubs. In the first leg of the knockout playoffs, Haaland twice fired Manchester City ahead, but Mbappe canceled out one of those goals before Real Madrid completed a dramatic comeback to win 3-2 away from home. In the return fixture, Haaland was absent, and Mbappe stole the spotlight by scoring a stunning hat trick, his first for Real Madrid in the Champions League, as they advanced comfortably. The 2025-26 campaign saw them meet twice more. In the league phase, Haaland converted a penalty as Manchester City defeated Real Madrid 2-1, with Mbappe remaining on the bench due to injury. When the sides met again in the round of 16, Madrid won the tie convincingly. Haaland found the net in the second leg before being substituted, while Mbappe came off the bench to help complete the victory. The statistics from these encounters tell an interesting story. Mbappe's teams have generally prevailed, giving him a clear advantage in the head-to-head record. However, Haaland has the superior individual return, with 6 goals compared to Mbappe's 4. When it comes to European titles, Haaland has the edge there, having been part of City's treble-winning side in 2023, while Mbappe is still waiting for his first taste of continental silverware. Their Champions League battles have been compelling, but they have been too infrequent to build the kind of intense rivalry that defines an era. The World Cup, however, is a different matter entirely. The 2026 World Cup in North America has finally given football fans what they have been waiting for, a genuine international showdown between Kylian Mbappe and Erling Haaland. Both players have been in sensational form, scoring braces in their first 2 matches and establishing themselves as the tournament's most dangerous strikers. For Haaland, this is a moment of profound personal significance. The 25-year-old is making his first World Cup appearance, and Norway are competing at the tournament for the first time since 1998. The weight of history and expectation is immense, but Haaland has shown no signs of being overwhelmed. His brace against Brazil in the round of 16 not only eliminated the 5-time world champions, but also drew him level with Mbappe and Messi at the top of the Golden Boot standings. It was a statement performance that announced Norway's arrival as genuine contenders and Haaland's arrival on the biggest stage. Mbappe, meanwhile, is playing in his 3rd World Cup at just 27 years old. He lifted the trophy in 2018, finished as runner-up in 2022, and has already scored 19 World Cup goals, just 1 behind Messi's record. He is France's all-time top scorer with 58 international goals, and he shows no signs of slowing down. Mbappe is in the process of becoming the greatest player in the history of French football, said French football expert Julien Laurens. It's not just about his goals. There is also his leadership as captain, his world title in 2018, his hat trick in the 2022 World Cup final. Everything is building an exceptional legacy. The World Cup is the ultimate stage for a rivalry to be born. It is where legends are made and legacies are defined. And with Mbappe and Haaland both in the race for the Golden Boot and their teams on a collision course, the stage is set for a showdown that could finally ignite the rivalry that everyone has been waiting for. One of the most revealing insights into the Mbappe-Haaland rivalry comes from an unexpected source: Erling Haaland, Erling's father and a former professional footballer himself. Speaking to RMC ahead of the France-Norway clash, the elder Haaland revealed that the rivalry between his son and Kylian Mbappe is very real and very motivating. "I think that's the case," Erling said when asked about the competitive dynamic between the two superstars. "They have already been competing for a long time. I think they like this challenge and it motivates them. If one scores, the other also wants to score." The father's comments revealed a rivalry that is simmering beneath the surface, even if the players themselves are careful not to fuel the flames in public. "Kylian is a fantastic player," Erling added. "Erling is also becoming a very great player. It's a duel that will be very interesting for the future." The father also offered a fascinating glimpse into the mindset of a player who has been compared to football's all-time greats. "Kylian is a fantastic player. Erling is also becoming a very great player. It's a duel that will be very interesting for the future." Erling's comments suggest that the rivalry is not just a media creation, but a real competitive dynamic that pushes both players to achieve more. They are aware of each other's achievements. They are motivated by each other's success. And that competitive tension is only going to intensify as they continue to battle for supremacy over the next decade. To understand what makes Mbappe and Haaland so special, you have to look at the numbers. And the numbers are staggering. Mbappe, at 27, has scored 60 goals in 100 appearances for France, making him his country's all-time leading goal scorer. Haaland, at 25, has 59 goals in 52 appearances for Norway, an incredible average of 1.13 goals per game at international level. For their clubs, Mbappe has 420 career goals, while Haaland has 343, but Haaland has a higher goals per game average of 0.82 compared to Mbappe's 0.76. In the Champions League, the numbers tell a similar story of elite production. During the 2025-26 campaign, Mbappe scored 15 goals in 11 matches, while Haaland managed 8 goals in 10 matches. Mbappe set a new record for goals at this stage of the competition, with 13 goals in 7 matches during the league phase. These are not just good numbers, they are all-time great numbers. Haaland has already scored 150 goals in 176 matches for Manchester City. His career total of 305 goals in 376 matches cements his place as one of the best attackers in world football. But there is a key difference in their styles. Mbappe is a player of explosive versatility, capable of playing as a winger or striker, using his pace and skill to create chances out of nothing. Haaland is a pure penalty box predator, using his strength, positioning, and finishing ability to score goals from almost any situation. Mbappe pointed to this when he said, "I didn't just play up front. I played left and right. I don't think anyone is capable of changing a position like that every year and maintaining a great performance at the highest level." Their styles are different, but they are both devastatingly effective, and that makes their rivalry all the more compelling. One thing could send this contest into another stratosphere and really put the football world on a path to another Messi-Ronaldo situation, a move that would bring Haaland directly into competition with Mbappe. Real Madrid president Florentino Perez still dreams of pairing Manchester City superstar Erling Haaland with Kylian Mbappe at the Santiago Bernabéu. The idea of bringing together the two most explosive forwards in world football captured the imagination of the club's leadership and supporters alike. While they were successful in signing Mbappe after his contract expired at PSG, a move for Haaland has not yet taken place. But the possibility remains alive, at least as a long-term objective. Recent comments from Haaland's father, Erling, have reignited speculation about a sensational transfer. Speaking to DAZN, yes, he said, "He's very happy at Manchester City and has a long contract. We're waiting for the new season, but anyone would want to play for Madrid. You never know what can happen in football." Fabrizio Romano commented on the situation, saying, "Haaland to Real Madrid one day, who knows?" Because Haaland is not excluding the possibility one day, again, not in December 2026, to go to Real Madrid. It's something that in the mind of Erling Haaland is considered as a possibility for the future. A Haaland move to Barcelona, on the other side of the Clásico divide, would also create the structural friction this rivalry is missing. After all, Ronaldo was 1 year younger than Haaland is now when he signed for Real Madrid himself, truly kickstarting his long-running battle with Messi. For now, though, Haaland is happy at Manchester City, with his agent Rafaela Pimenez saying, the player renewed his contract a few months ago. He's very happy at Manchester City. Everything is going very well for him. But the possibility remains. And if it happens, the rivalry between Mbappe and Haaland could explode into something that rivals anything we've seen before. Both players have been remarkably consistent in their public statements about the rivalry. Neither wants to be compared to Messi and Ronaldo, and both have been careful not to fuel the flames of a media-driven narrative. Speaking ahead of the World Cup clash with Iraq, Mbappe said, Messi is the best player, along with Cristiano, that's clear. I'm trying to help my team win another World Cup. The rest is just debate for the journalists. Right now, I'm not thinking about Haaland. It was a classic Mbappe response, focused entirely on the team and the trophy. Haaland has been similarly dismissive of the comparisons. In a 2023 interview with France Football, he said, that's what everyone thinks. But you have to emphasize just how crazy the things Messi and Cristiano have done. You also have to remember that they're still doing it, even if they're getting older. They're still fantastic players. But I never talk about myself being against other players. It's not my way of seeing things. I focus on myself. I only try to be better every day, to continue enjoying what I do and being the best version of myself. There is also a genuine warmth between them that was notably absent in the Messi-Ronaldo rivalry. Haaland called Mbappe phenomenal in a Canal Plus interview, saying, he is so strong. The French are so lucky that he plays for France. I would like him to play for Norway, obviously, but it's not the case. He's been doing it for so many years. What is he? 2 years older than me. It's crazy. That mutual admiration may be genuine, but it also deflates the edge. A rivalry needs to become something people care about deeply. The question is whether, in time, the competitive dynamic will overshadow the mutual respect. Only time will tell. The rivalry between Kylian Mbappe and Erling Haaland has the potential to define the next decade of football. They are the two most exciting players of their generation, and they have everything it takes to dominate the sport for years to come. But for that rivalry to truly ignite, a few things need to happen. First, they need to face each other more often. The World Cup is a start, but it is not enough. If Haaland moves to a club that competes directly with Mbappe's Real Madrid, the rivalry would explode overnight. Second, they need to be competing for the same trophies. The Champions League provides a platform, but a domestic title race between their clubs would add another layer of intensity. Third, the international stage needs to continue to feature them. Norway's emergence as a genuine dark horse at the 2026 World Cup has added a new dimension to Haaland's career. If they continue to qualify for major tournaments, Haaland will have the platform to compete with Mbappe on the world stage. And fourth, both players need to stay healthy and maintain their incredible levels of performance. The football world is waiting for them to become the defining rivalry of the next generation. The potential is there, but it is up to them to deliver. As Alf-Inge Haaland said, it's a duel that will be very interesting for the future. The future is now. The 2026 World Cup has brought them together on the biggest stage of all, and the world is watching. Only one can win. But in the end, football will be the true victor of this rivalry. Because when two of the greatest players in the world compete, everyone benefits. The next decade of football belongs to Mbappe and Haaland. And it's going to be spectacular.